Yeah, just a quick review, the thumb wrist brace copper compression stabilizer thumb support. So there's a lot of things that you can buy out there on the internet, you know, to stabilize and support your thumb joint, which is the main purpose of this. You can have really rigid supports that have a lot of Velcro straps that even Velcro over the thumb joint, and that have, you know, a lot of hard plastic stays in there. And that's on one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum, you just have these sleeves that are just mainly like made of some kind of cloth material, and just slip them over, and that's really light support. The thing I like about this one is it kind of combines the best of both worlds. It's not a super rigid one. I still would say it's kind of light support, but it's a step up from just a regular sleeve, a compression glove or sleeve that you put around your hand and thumb, because it's got this metal stay here. So you actually get a lot of extra rigid support here, without it being really heavy, without having to deal with a lot of Velcro straps. Well, this one's kind of unusual, so I really like all that. It does have a breathable fabric, which I like, especially if you wear this thing a lot, like in the summer, your hand can sweat a lot, you know, begins to stink, you got to wash it, and so on and so forth. So I really like that the fabric's really breathable, and it's very highly elastic as well. So I think if you're looking for some light support, light to maybe a step up from light, with a rigid stay here, yeah, I think it's really kind of a good choice. It's definitely worth checking out. Now that's external support, so that's support for the outside of your thumb. There's also internal stability or internal support, and that would be like your muscles, for instance. So there's a couple muscles that actually stabilize the thumb joint that I want to tell you about real briefly, just to get some internal stability as well. This is the Healthy Thumb Handbook. Not too many thumb books out there, really. If you're having some thumb problem, whether it just be with arthritis or just overwork, I mean, this is like, you know, a pretty good resource. So let me show you those muscles. Let's see, starts out with the anatomy. Lots of pictures. If you're a visual learner, you really like this. Relaxing the thumb muscles. So this is an interesting point. So here's like how to make a homemade hot pack. I thought that was kind of cool out of a sock. Muscles. Okay, so if you have, like, say, arthritis or your joint is irritated, you might think, okay, I have joint pain, which is true, but you might also have other types of pain going on as well. Many times if there's a problem in the joint, the muscles react to it, and so then they start getting irritable. Okay, and then you can develop these things called trigger points, these irritable spots in the muscle. And this kind of shows you how to find them and work them out by rubbing them and certain techniques, applying pressure. So you could actually have a muscular component to your pain and a joint component to your pain. So it's always good to kind of, you know, iron out both. Definitely don't forget the muscles. Even if you have joint arthritis, don't forget the muscles can also give you a certain amount of pain. I thought that was pretty interesting. If you do have base of the thumb arthritis, chances are your web space is getting a little tight, so you really need to keep that stretched out. And here's probably a good one, taking pressure off the thumb joints. Basically, this is distraction. If you have an overworked joint or an arthritic joint, they just love to be distracted. There's a distraction technique they show you. And basically, that's where you're kind of pulling the joint apart a matter of millimeters. Arthritic joints or overworked joints just love to be distracted. They love distraction because basically it unloads them and takes all the pressure off the joint, and gives them time to, you know, breathe, relax, get circulation to it. Okay, so here we go, getting maximal thumb joint stability. So here's the first muscle, the abductor pollicis longus. This is a muscle, as you can see, attaches right to the base of the thumb, and that's the most common spot for thumb arthritis. Base of the thumb is CMC or carpal metacarpal joint. It's also called basal joint arthritis. So this one here, you can see if you strengthen this muscle, like one exercise, take you like a minute and a half to do every other day, you can get good joint stability there. And the other one is your first dorsal interossei. You can see how that attaches right there to the base of the thumb. Gives it a lot of good support. So that's internal stability. So there actually is a lot you can do for thumb problems if you know what to do. But if you're looking for just some light external support, I think this is a good one. Kind of, like I say, it's a kind of unusual one with a metal stay in there. I really like it. So definitely check it out.
This thing is awesome. I've got a small, and it fits perfect. It was a little tight to get on, but that's what I want. I want it to be tight. This is going to be a great and extra help when I'm riding my motorcycle and also doing other work too. So I will be buying more of these. Definitely worth the money. My hand feels better already, more mobile, and it's eased the pain as well.
See, it's torn, it's broken, I can't even use it, and then the so-called guard is cheap. It's flimsy and ain't gonna help anything.